All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Today, we're going to read the story, The Black Rabbit. But before we read, we are going to focus on knowing what the main idea is. Does anybody, raising your hand, does anybody know what the main idea is?
Yeah.
What's the main idea? Can we say it together?
Yeah.
What's the main idea?
What the story is about.
Excellent, good job. The main
What
idea
the
is
story is about.
yes, what the story
Yeah,
is
baby.
mostly about. So as we read, we're going to keep the main idea in our minds so we can look for details in the stories to tell us what the story is about, okay? So let's all turn to the cover of the book, The Black Rabbit. What do we see? What do we see in the cover of the book? What do we see? What do you see? Do you see any animals?
I see a big rabbit.
Yeah, you see a big rabbit. What color is it?
Black.
Black, a
But
big
I
black
see-
rabbit.
But I see a rabbit.
Yes, we also see a white little rabbit, right? And where do they look? Where do we see? Looking at the cover of the book, where does it look like they are? Do they look like they're indoors or outdoors? Outdoors. Good job. Okay, so let's begin. Let's turn the page. Let's turn the page. Rabbit woke up one morning and stepped out of his burrow into the bright sunlight. It was a beautiful day. But something was wrong. He was not alone. Rabbit was scared. "Go away, Black Rabbit," he cried. But the Black Rabbit did not move. So what do we see? What do we see? A black rabbit. Good job. Came out. What do we think this black rabbit is?
It's a shadow.
A shadow. Good job. It's the rabbit's shadow.
It's a shadow. But the rabbit doesn't know.
Right? The rabbit just doesn't seem to know. And why do we think we can see the shadow? It says it was a beautiful day. Why do we think we can see the shadow? How is it outside?
It's sunny.
It's sunny. Good job. It's sunny. And in the sunlight, we are able to see our shadow. Good job. Let's turn the page. Good. Rabbit ran, but the black rabbit was right behind him. The rabbit ran even faster. The black rabbit won't find me here, thought the rabbit, and he hid behind the tree. But when Rabbit stepped out from the tree, what do we think happened after he stepped out of the tree? Do we think the shadow comes back?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's turn the page. There was the black rabbit right in front of him. Maybe he is not a good swimmer like me, thought Rabbit, and he jumped into the river and swam to the other side. But as he pulled himself out onto the bank, what do we think happened? Why do you think he jumped in the water? To get away from who?
The black rabbit.
Excellent, the black rabbit, his shadow. All right, let's see if the shadow comes out.
Yeah, he did.
Let's turn the page. The black rabbit climbed out of the water too. "What do you want?" cried the rabbit, trembling. "Why are you following me?" But the black rabbit did not reply. Let's see what happens. Turn the page. Rabbit began to run again, faster than he ever ran before, straight into the deep, dark woods. Let's see. Let's turn the page. The forest was dark and quiet. The black rabbit was nowhere to be seen. Why do we think the little rabbit can't see the black rabbit anymore? Why can't he see his shadow?
It's because it's dark.
Good job, because it's dark in the forest, in the woods. And do we see shadows in the dark?
No.
No. Good job. So Rabbit sat down and nibbled a carrot until he noticed two eyes shining brightly in the dark. Oh no, thought Rabbit, the black rabbit has found me. So we see there's someone watching the rabbit. What do you think they want with the little rabbit? What does he have? That
Carrot.
Good job. He has a carrot, and maybe what's watching him wants it, right? Let's see. Let's turn the page to see who's watching.
A wolf.
But it was not the black rabbit. The rabbit ran as fast as he could out of the deep, dark forest, with Wolf close behind him. So who was watching him?
A wolf.
A wolf. And what do we think the wolf wanted?
The carrot.
The carrot. Good job. Then he tripped. Let's turn the page. Do we think the wolf is gonna get him?
No.
Let's see. Rabbit scrambled to his feet, but it was too late. He shut his eyes tight and waited for the wolf to attack. But nothing happened. Why do we think the wolf stopped and didn't attack the rabbit?
It be because the rabbit was right behind the bunny.
Let's see. Tell us what happened. Let's turn the page. Because there standing in the sunlight behind Rabbit was the black rabbit. So why do we think, who was the wolf scared of? The shadow, the black rabbit. Good job. And why do we think he was scared of him? Do we think the shadow was big?
Yeah.
Or was the shadow small?
Big.
Big. All right, let's turn the page. Let's turn to the last page. Rabbit smiled, and somehow he knew that the black rabbit was smiling back. Hand in hand, they bounced off across the field. So what happened? How did the rabbit feel about the black shadow in the beginning of the story? Was he scared in the beginning, or was he friends with the rabbit?
He was the rabbit.
Let's go back to the beginning of the story. The rabbit. Sit down, Sebastian. Let's go back to the beginning of the story. Why was the rabbit running away from the shadow? He was scared of what?
A shadow.
His shadow. From the beginning of the story, the rabbit was scared, right? Of his shadow.
Yes.
And if we go back to the last page, was the rabbit still scared of his shadow? No. He realized his shadow was not scary because his shadow helped him scare away who?
The wolf.
The wolf. Good job. All right. Okay. So let's review. What is the main idea? What is the main idea of this story? What is this story about? Who could tell me what the main idea is? Yes. What's the main idea, Phoenix?
A black rabbit.
Okay. The story is about the black rabbit, but in general, what is the main idea? The main idea tells us what? Yes, Duran. It tells us what?
What is about the story?
Yes, what the story is about. Good job. So can anyone tell me what the black rabbit is about? What that story is about? Who can tell me what's the main idea of the black rabbit? What's the main idea, Phoenix? What do you think the story is mostly about?
A black rabbit.
It's about a rabbit
A rabbit.
that's scared of what? What is the rabbit scared of?
A shadow.
His shadow. Good job. So we can say that the main idea is that the rabbit is scared of his shadow. And what does the rabbit realize at the end of the story? What does he realize?
He realized that the rabbit was famous. What was the wolf?
Good job. Good job. So he realized that. Does he need to be scared of his shadow?
No.
No.
He didn't
Yes.
be friends. I'm bored. He could
idea is the white rabbit, right? The little rabbit. He is happy or scared of the shadow? Scared. Scared. He's scared. Is he scared of the shadow in the beginning of the story? Yes, he is. So we can say the white rabbit is scared of his shadow. But then what does he realize? Then
I can't do it.
he realizes that the shadow is what? Is the shadow really scary? No.
It was being swim.
Yes. Excellent. So we can say that the main idea is the white rabbit is scared of his shadow. But then he realizes that his shadow is not scary. It isn't scary. And how do we know that the rabbit is scared of his shadow? Let's go back to the story. How do we know that he's scared? What is he doing in the beginning of the story?
Well, he woke up.
Well, when he saw his shadow, what did he do?
He won.
He ran, right? He ran. So let's write that. One of the details supporting our main idea is the rabbit. Yes. It's okay. The rabbit runs from his shadow. All right, so that's one detail that tells us that the rabbit is scared. What is something else that tells us that the rabbit is scared? Or a detail that tells us at the end, he's not so scary. Let's look back in the story. In the story, is the rabbit continuing to hide? Does he keep finding places to hide?
Yeah.
Yes, where does he hide? First he hides behind what?
One behind the tree.
A tree. And then he tries to hide in what?
Water.
In the water. Good job. So another detail we can write is the rabbit keeps hiding. So the rabbit keeps hiding, but the shadow keeps what? Does the shadow keep following him?
Yes.
Yes. And why can the rabbit keep seeing his shadow? Because how was it outside?
It was morning.
Sunny. It was morning, right? Yes. Good job. So let's turn to the page where the wolf is in the woods. So when the rabbit is in the woods, is the rabbit scared of the wolf?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Let me help you find the page. We are here. When the rabbit is in the wolf, when the rabbit is in the forest, is he scared of the woods? Is he scared of the wolf?
No. Yes.
Yes, he is scared of the wolf. And who is the wolf scared of?
Of the black rabbit.
The black rabbit, the black shadow, right? The black shadow scared the wolf? Did the black rabbit scare the wolf? Yes, he did. So let's also write that as a detail. The wolf scares the rabbit.
Hi.
The rabbit But the shadow scares who?
Rabbit.
Nope, not the rabbit. The shadow scares who? The
wolf.
wolf.
How about wolf?
Good job. All right, so now let's go towards the end of the story. Let's go to the last page of the story.
Okay.
What happens at the end of the story? What does the rabbit realize?
A friend.
He realized that the shadow is the shadow scary?
No.
The shadow
The shadow was a friend.
was a friend. Why?
Because the black rabbit scared the wolf.
The wolf. Yes, good job. The black rabbit made him feel safe because he protected him from the wolf. Good job. So that's going to be our last detail that supports our main idea. The rabbit realizes
This one.
the shadow,
That's so neat.
the shadow made him feel safe.
This one. No. This one. Mine.
Good job, guys. So just one last time to review. What does the main idea tell us again?
The main idea tells what the story is about.
Excellent. All right.
Shadow.
So it's too
Good job. Draw the wolf.
We have a shadow, we have the little rabbit, and this is the wolf. I don't understand what this is. What is this?
by shadow.
Oh, the parrot.
Oh, okay, so what is this?
Okay, good
What
job.
is this?
By wolf.
So we have the shadow, the rabbit.
This is,
Small rabbit.
and this is the,
And as a baseball.
and
the
this is the,
parrot.
Wolf.
okay.